Mia local poultry farm. Welcome to another exciting episode of the farm with us, where we get to answer all your questions right here at our farm, Mia local poultry farm, located in Chenjojo district, Fort Potro Road, along Fort Potro Road in a trading center called River Valley. That's where you're going to find Mia local poultry farm. Now we are here very fast to answer your questions. Okay, we have a question from Roger Kiza. You didn't tell us where you're watching from, but your question goes like this. Hello brother, I have got a strange attack where my chicken are swelling one of their eyes, swelling and developing some wounds, and I have visited the vet and they gave me a dose, and when it was complete the signs continued. Okay, do you have any experience on such signs, and how can I get rid of this? If any recommendations, please assist me. Okay, now Roger, you say your chickens are swelling one of the eyes, okay, and they have wounds, and then you need help. Okay, before we get to that answer, before we get to that recommendation, Mia Local Poultry Farm is found on 0705 958 172. 0705 958 172. Call us if you need one-day-old chicks. Call us if you need farm training. Okay, during the farm training, this is where we get to handle all these like this question. Okay, you get to know the different diseases, you get to know how you treat these diseases, you get to know which diseases are affecting your birds, okay, and what have you. So call us if you need one-day-old chicks, if you need farm training, if you need fertilized eggs, if you need 1 month old chicks, anything to do with the local poultry. Now back to you, Roger. Thank you for watching. Thank you for that comment, that question that you have given us, and this is what I can say. Now Roger, the moment you see your eyes, the eyes of your chickens are swelling, okay, or when you see this comb, this red comb having wounds, mostly the eyes will swell, the comb will get wounds, and sometimes you will get wounds on the legs. Okay, now that is a sign that your chicken are suffering from what we call fowl pox. Okay, remember we talked about so many diseases that we vaccinate. Fowl pox was one of them. Okay, now fowl pox, we talked of the signs. We said the signs: the eyes are going to swell. Okay, the eyes are going to swell, you're going to be getting some wounds, okay, on the comb and on the legs. Now that shows that your chickens are suffering from fowl pox. But if the wounds were not there and the eyes were just swelling, okay, that one, sometimes it can be what we call flu. Okay, this normal flu that is in your chickens. When the chickens get flu and you take long to treat them, they will start swelling those eyes. Okay, so most likely either your chickens have not seen them, you have not sent me a picture to see how they look, but they either have flu, or if they have those wounds in those places I have told you, they have fowl pox. Okay, now these two diseases, the symptoms may look a little bit alike, but I would advise if you can send me a picture or a video of how these chickens look, then we can try to check and then see what they are suffering from. Like I told you, I'm not a vet, I'm not a doctor, but everything I'm telling you is through experience, because we have had these chickens for a very long time. Now we know how to handle them. Okay, I'm not a vet, I will say that again, but whatever I'm telling you, whatever we are teaching you is from purely experience. Okay, now let's talk about fowl pox. Fowl pox, most of you don't know this disease. It's one of the diseases we vaccinate at 2 months. Okay, when your chicks or your chickens are almost making 2 months, there is that time on the chart where we tell you that now you need to vaccinate against fowl pox, and then after vaccinate against fall typhoid. Okay, now fowlpox, like I have told you, it's one of the worst diseases. If your chickens are attacked by fowlpox, that is one of the worst diseases, especially when your chickens are old or are laying. What do I mean by this? Now, fowlpox, like I told you, it's a very bad disease. Okay, it's a very bad disease and not easy to treat, because you see, I will try to give you an example using, let's say, the human body. You know, the ladies, when ladies get this, I think they call it fibroids, okay? Those bizimba kunabana, you know, in my local language. Now, that is exactly what fowlpox does. Now, they enter inside your chicken. When your chicken are suffering from fowlpox, they go to that nabana, that part where the chicken, where the eggs are formulated inside the chicken. Okay, when you slaughter a chicken, there is that part you find when it has very, very small eggs. Now, that part, that is where fowlpox in most cases targets. Now, when it goes there and this chicken is suffering from fowlpox, then your chicken, these eggs are not going to be maturing. They may not form at all, or they can form, but they keep dying before, you know. The live example I can give you is like, for all of you who have ever slaughtered chickens. Now, when you slaughter a chicken, you'll find that part where the eggs are being formulated. You'll find some of the eggs are big, others are very big. Sometimes you may even find the egg that is about to be laid maybe in 1 or 2 days, and then you'll find those tiny, tiny, tiny small eggs. Okay. Now these eggs, they formulate in that part, and then they always and always keep maturing. Now, when it matures, it becomes the big egg, and your chicken can lay it. Okay. Now, those tiny, tiny eggs, if your chickens are suffering from fowlpox, in most cases, they may not even formulate. Okay. Or they may formulate and then die before they develop to become real big eggs that are ready to be laid. Now, this is why I tell you that every time you are vaccinating, please make sure you follow our chart. Make sure you follow the chart they give you wherever you are picking your chicks from, so that you don't miss a dose when you are vaccinating. Now, when you have vaccinated fowlpox, okay, when you are vaccinated against fowlpox in your birds, and then you get fowlpox, it's easy for it to go when you treat it. Remember, we told you when you vaccinate against any disease, it doesn't mean that that disease cannot attack your birds. No. Okay? You vaccinate against Newcastle, yes. Newcastle will come and attack your birds. But then your birds will be a little more immune to fight this disease. Okay? So when you give it the medicine for Newcastle, it's going to be easier for you to deal away with this disease when you have vaccinated. But now when you have not vaccinated, it becomes hard. Remember, when you produce a baby, there are those vaccinations or the immunizations the baby has to go through. Polio, measles, things like that. It doesn't mean that measles will not attack your child. Measles will come, but it's going to be easier for the body to fight these measles or these diseases. Now, the same applies to the chickens. If you vaccinate against all these diseases, fowlpox, your chickens, the body of the chickens are going to be easier for them to fight these diseases. But if you didn't vaccinate, it's going to be very, very hard for you. Like we have said, it formulates where the eggs are. It usually attacks where the eggs are being formulated, and in most cases, 100% chances, your chickens are going to stop laying. They're going to stop laying for a very long time until you treat it and it is cured completely. That's when they will start stabilizing and then start formulating the eggs. It can even take you more than a month or even 2 months, depending on how fast you have treated it. So, if it is fowlpox, those symptoms I've told you, it can either be for fowlpox, or the swelling of the eyes alone can be for merely flu or cough. Okay? So you need to treat your birds against cough. That is number one. Flu and cough, sorry. Flu and cough, treat your birds against that. Okay. If this persists, then you may need to take your chicken to maybe the lab in Makerere or in Entebbe to test and check what exactly they are suffering from. When you take it to the lab, what they are going to do, they are going to bisect this bird and they are going to check. In most cases, if it is fowl pox, like I have told you, these ones, the swelling of the eyes, the wounds on the legs and the comb and everywhere, those are like, what can I call it? They are like the outcomes, like I don't want to call them symptoms. It's like if you have malaria and then you are suffering from malaria, you have very, very severe malaria, and then you start getting the wounds, okay, around your mouth, everywhere. Now, that shows that your body is being affected by something. Now, these ones that you see externally are just showing you that what is inside is worse, okay? It's very, very bad. So what I can tell you, please visit a vet. But the first thing I want you to do for me, try to treat cough and flu for about 3 days, 3 to 5 days, and see if these things are not swelling anymore. But if it persists, please make sure you visit a vet. Make sure you get enough knowledge about these different diseases. That's what we do at Mia Local Poultry Farm. We train you through the different diseases, how to treat them, how to vaccinate them, how to cure them, everything, okay? Mia Local Poultry Farm, 0705 958 172. We love you so much. Thank you for watching. I'm going to recommend some medicines. I don't want to mention different medicines here because I'm not a salesperson for any company, okay? But I'm going to respond to Robert Kiza, who put up that comment, okay? Who put up that comment asking about that question, and I will recommend some medicine for you for both flu and fowlpox. If it works, please come out and tell us if it worked for you, if it didn't work for you. But then if I told you if this persists, you may have to see a qualified veterinary doctor. I will stop here for now. I love you so much. Bye-bye.